Hello again guys. So carrying on with the red comparison videos, and this one I'm going to go through some disco rings. Now we have two types of disco rings. We have normal ones and then we have gel disco rings, and the reason we have two types is because the gel ones cannot be used with acrylic. The colour does run from them, so it's gel only for those ones. The other ones can be used with acrylic if you want to, but today I am actually going to stick with gel. So let's start with Disco Rings Red Apple. Not a bright red, more of an orangey red, so we're going to start with that one first. Just going to pop some into the lid. You can see they come in two different sizes, and I think I will go with a red background for this. So 2 coats of red. First coat is going to get cured, second coat is going to be a wet layer, and then my disco rings are going to sit into that wet layer. And then we're going to do the cherry pop. Now these are proper red ones, these ones I'm going to do into a black nail. Same again, first coat cure, second coat the disco rings are going to sit into the gel so that they're not sat too high. Now the disco rings are a little bit different to just normal glitter. They are solid pieces, so they don't sort of mould onto the nail. So for that reason, that when I've popped those on and they've cured in the lamp, I actually go over the top with a layer of hard gel, which I will show you in a second, so that I know that they are fully encapsulated. So second coat of my red going on, and then my apple disco rings are going to go into this wet layer. So using my crystal katana to pick up my pieces, and there you can see the two sort of different sizes and slightly different colours as well. Whatever pattern you want to create, it's up to you. I think the disco rings are a nice background for doing a design on top as well. So into the lamp to cure. Second layer of my black going on. Whoops, wrecking joint now. And then my cherry pop disco rings into that black layer. Again, they come in different sizes. So as I explained in my previous videos guys, I am at work, so the shop is open. I'm working as normal, so please excuse any noise in the background. So as you can see, these end up being slightly more raised than a normal glitter, which is why I'm going to go over with some hard gel. So I'm using my Perfect Nails Platinum Gel, and this is just going to encapsulate these rings so that they don't feel rough to the client. They can't feel them, and they're not going to go anywhere then. So wet layer on first, so that means just brushing a layer of gel on You can do this with some of your chunky glitters as well. And then a build layer. So if you're doing this particular design on an acrylic nail or a hard gel nail that you've already built an apex up with, just don't go too high, because if you go too high with your apex and then you do another build layer of gel on top, you're going to end up with quite a thick nail. So remember that you're going to do this sort of design and just do a thin nail underneath. Same trick applies. Turn the nail upside down for sort of 10 seconds before it goes in the lamp, and allow that gel to level out so that you're going to get a nice smooth finish just before it goes into that lamp. Same on this one. Ooh, throwing it at you now. Like one of them 3D movies, something coming out at screen at you. So like I said, these two that I've just done can be used with acrylic, but the gel ones are gel only, purely because the colour will run with the use of monomer. So wet layer first, then build layer. Platinum gel has got some self-leveling properties, so you don't need to work with it too much. It will level itself quite nicely. But again, the whole trick of turning it upside down works brilliantly as well. Got my lids on so I don't knock anything over. So when this comes out the lamp, it's going to have a sticky layer to it, so we need to wipe that off. So just a bit of gel cleanse, wipe that sticky layer off, and then you can then give that nail just a quick file. You shouldn't need to file it too much, just to smooth it before you top coat. I'm just going to take it off there just while I file. So when encapsulating sort of chunky glitters or disco rings or anything like that, I wouldn't recommend putting them right near the edge, because you don't want your gel to be too thick right near the edge. So sort of down the centre always looks better. And just one layer of my Super Shine Optic is fine on top of there. So that was the red apples disco rings, and we're going to do exactly the same with the cherry pop one now. So sticky layer off first, take it off my stick while I file, just because it's easier. Get rid of your dust, and then Super Shine Optic. I do like the cherry pop ones. They're a nice bright red. Okay, so the other disco ring that I wanted to show you was the gel red one. Just get rid of this dust, because they are slightly different to the other disco rings. They come again in different sizes, but can you see as you move it in the light they've got like a holographic effect on there as well. So again, it's a rigid product. It's not a soft product like a glitter is, that it's not going to mold. So what I actually recommend you do with these prior to putting them on to a client is just bend them a little bit. So I use sort of a metal tool and I just curve them round that metal tool so that they've got a curve to them, so they sit on the nail much better. Hardest thing is getting them out. There we are. So curve around the tool so I know it's going to sit onto that client's nail a little bit easier. The little ones you don't need to, it's more the big ones. Curve. One more. So that's just with the gel ones because they are bigger. I'm going to do it with the black base. First coat into the lamp to cure. So the first two disco rings are finished. So that was red apples and cherry pop. I always think disco rings are really retro. And then second layer, don't forget your disco rings are going to go into the wet layer. Could go into a layer of hard gel if you want. If you don't want to use gel polish, can go into a layer of hard gel. Can you see how because I've curved it, it now sits just nicely on that nail? It's not stuck up. I love how these sparkle in the light. Just want one more small one. Let's find another small one. Very cool, very funky. Into Lambert cure. Same rule applies. We're going to cap with hard gel. Wet layer first, so that's just brushing that gel on, but obviously because you're working on these little products, these little gel disco rings, just make sure that you're getting in all those little nooks and crannies with that wet layer. And then your build layer. Always give that build layer that time to level. You don't need to work it too much. And again, upside down before you go into that lamp, so that it self levels and you don't have to play too much. I do love black and red. I think it's a very sexy combination. Sticky layer off with your cleanse. Quick file to smooth. And then finishing it off with my Super Shine Optic top coat. there are disco rings. So the gel disco rings in red, and then our normal disco rings in cherry pop and apple red. Let me know which one you like best, guys. So in the next comparison video we've got some more glitters to do from Crystal Nails, some flakes, and then we've got another video to do using pigments and chromes. So nearly done with the red comparisons. See you soon.